before you start running is really important if you want to reduce the risk of injuries. But it doesn't need to take too long. We just need to warm up every part of our body. So we're going to start with our shoulders. We're just going to rotate those backwards a couple of times. Our shoulders do get used a lot more than we think while we're running, especially when we're powering back those arms. So let's get those nice and warm. We're going to open our arms out and then put your palms down, and we're going to rotate our arms round in one direction. Let's get those circles bigger. And then we're going to rotate them back the other way, starting with a smaller circle and then taking it bigger. We then want to open up that hip area, so we're going to do some hip openers, or as I call them, opening the gates. Your knees up at right angles, open to the side and down. Up at right angles, open to the side and down. Just 5 of those on each side to open up this hip area, making sure that you're keeping your hips nice and high and neutral. And then we're going to stretch the back of our calves with some calf scoops. So bend your back knee down, you're going to lift your toes up and you're going to feel that stretch down, and we're going to scoop it out. I always remember this as once we've opened up the gates, we're now shooing out those chickens. So just make sure you're feeling that stretch down the calves and your hamstrings. And again, just 5 on each side is enough to warm up your calves and hamstrings. Once we've done those, we're then going to close the gates. So we're going to go back into our hips and close the gates, making sure you're getting those legs at right angles before bringing them in, and again keeping those hips nice and high and in a neutral position. And again, just 5 on each side will be adequate to warm up those hips. I always lose count. I think we're probably up to about 5 now. So we're going to take it into some squats. So this time we just need to imagine we're going to sit ourselves down on a chair. Sit yourself down on that chair, that imaginary chair that's behind. You want to make sure that your legs are just a hip distance apart. And again, with 10 of these, just to make sure you're fully warmed up. And then we're going to go into some lunges. I prefer forward lunges, so leg forward, down. We want those legs at right angle, we want that back leg straight down, and we want to make sure that your knee is above your ankle. From the side, forward, down, back up, forward, down, back up. You can keep alternating, so one forward, just making sure that those joints are at 90-90. So that's your knees at 90, and then your knee above your ankle, straight down. Again, keeping your core and your hips high and in a neutral position. Again, normally 10, 5 on each side for those. Now we should have stretched our muscles. It's time just to get that heart rate back up. Let's start with a jog. Let's start getting those knees up high. Take it back to a jog. Back to knees up high. Do some jumping jacks. Remember to land on soft knees. And we'll take it into some fast feet. And there we are. Hopefully all nicely warmed up and ready to go.